This time, it has to deal with our updates to the dockyard and Dutch cruisers and all that. But most importantly, you guys wanted to talk um, about clan battles. Real quick, I just want to say it's interesting that the Zevin Prevention is going to be a dockyard ship because it's a tier 8 ship. This will be the first tier 8 ship in the dockyard, right? We've done
No,
10.
the Odin was in the dockyard and the
Oh,
Anchorage was in the
you're
dockyard.
right. I forgot about those two. Never mind. But still, it's kind of neat to see. And she's such a gorgeous ship.
I'm surprised it's only starting 10.7. I was like, why are we not getting this next patch?
Mm, that's true. So let's talk about clan battles. This is the big thing that you guys wanted to ask about. And oh, I should put this in the chat too, just so you guys can get to the article to see for yourselves. So clan battles goes from August 18th. So we get a month off, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited or what? A month and a week. I already told my wife the next season of clan battles is announced, and she's like, "Are they effing serious?" I'm like, "Yep, yep." So if you're not already burnt out from the grind, congratulations. You could do it again. Just take a month off. You'll be fine. Okay, now here's the big thing in my opinion. The very first line: there can be no more than 2 aircraft carriers or battleships per team in total. Yeah, Seabear, that thing for the clan that you're in, is part of my part of the Kraken infrastructure. That thing. Anyways, um, oh my God. So you can possibly have a game with 2 enemy carriers that you're facing. All the spotting, all the balance, and it's tier 6. So right off the bat, everybody should be thinking about the most balanced tier 6 carrier out there, which is, of course, the Eric Lowenhart, right?
It's probably the strongest one.
Kudu, take care. I mean, so it's got tier 8 AP rockets, which will be great to take down cruisers, because honestly, in a clan battle format like this, you're probably not going to see much destroyers. It's going to be mostly cruisers. Some people are saying it's going to be the smoke meta. Yes, probably. So, in my opinion, the AP rockets are a great way to deal with that. And if you run up against destroyers, you've got the HE bombs that just balance like the hand of God.
The thing is, I don't play clan battles, but
Mm-hmm.
if you face a double CV lineup here, you don't have to be worried about showing your broadside too much because you're not getting citadeled by battleships. You're also not going to get citadeled by a Speer because it's already banned. So I think you could be very mobile, which lets you angle a lot, and that makes the AP rockets much, much worse.
So,
I personally don't see the advantage of having 2 CVs over 1 CV in a battleship.
to me, the advantage is forcing broadsides amongst cruisers, and you could do a combined attack on a cruiser that makes them impossible to dodge. You've got the extra ability now to scout both sides of the map if you wanted to. And let's not forget that the Lowenhart's got pretty decent secondaries as well. So if you absolutely need it in a pinch, there's that too. But and then of course battleships. I mean, they're gonna go. So it's gonna. You're right in that you do get the blappability of battleships. However, the problem that I see with it is the presence that aircraft carriers exert on the battlefield is probably going to be much higher than the presence that a battleship is going to do.
I mean, yeah, you have the presence and the spotting, but I think you lack the capability of profiting from it without the punch of a battleship. Like as I said, I don't play clan battles, but from
So,
me playing Löwenhardt and tier 6 CVs in random battles, I
mhm.
don't think tier 6 CVs are the best at dealing with cruisers.
uh, so last time we had a tier 6 clan battle, I played plenty, and I'll tell you what, that was the one carrier that we absolutely hated running into, and that was before the bans, and that's when we had the Graf Spee and all that kind of stuff. It still did ridiculous things.
I
And
mean,
some.
yeah, it does, but it was one, right? You had one in the battleship.
Hmm.
And that's my whole point. Like, is two carriers really better than one in the battleship?
I mean, I'm sure that's what
If you
Wargaming is trying to find out. In my opinion, yes.
I
Um,
would almost have to side with Grunty on this one because if you think about it, with where NA started with clan battles now at tier 10, right?
yep.
It was always a carrier and a sea and a battleship. Granted,
Okay.
the bans came down, and now it's a double battleship. And you take that battleship, it's not there. That HP pool isn't there. The carriers obviously don't want to get spotted, so your cruisers are way more. You know, that's your HP pool is your cruisers compared to the battleship HP pool. Because
Mhm.
I agree, I have a feeling it's going to go smoke meta.
Yep.
The start of the season is going to be everyone's going double carrier. Is going to be smoke cruisers. Like the problem with tier 6, everybody's it's AA. There's nobody with AA that can do anything.
Right.
But once some bans come down, you're going to see it go back to the battleship carrier meta.
We'll have to see. I mean, yeah, there's talk about cross-shotting or cross-dropping by Ryujos. Yeah, that's a possibility too, of course. Will subs be part of clan battles? Lol, not yet.
Al, the CV sniping is going to be real.
That's a good point. If there's a double CV against a single CV, yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Like that's why I think you're going to see at the start double carrier
Mm-hmm.
because that CV sniper is going to be so huge.
Mm-hmm.
And especially once all the cruisers go into smoke, who else are they going to go strike?
Right.
Löwenhardt is not good at CV sniping, and the Löwenhardt itself is pretty good protected against being sniped by another Löwenhardt.
Really?
The tops are not very good, and the AP rockets do not citadel a Löwenhardt because of the armor.
Yeah, it's good dealing with one carrier, but is it good dealing with two carriers?
We'll have to see.
Hi, gentlemen. What did I walk into?
Hey, Kitten, we're talking about clan battles, the next clan battle season.
The
Oh.
Arc Royal? I think the Arc Royal torps get shot down by CVA before they even drop.
Arc Royal, the problem with Arc Royal is that they're tier 4 planes that go really slow. But she does regenerate planes quickly. Let's just be glad that you can't put Lutyens on the Lowenheart and proc the whatever air supremacy skill. I can't remember what it's called, but... Okay. Anything else?
I'm curious how it plays out. Like, maybe I'm totally wrong here, and 2CV is the way to go.
I mean...
You're totally wrong, and 2 CVs is the way to go.
I just... Unless the maps are small enough to where battleships can cross-shot the map, like, almost from spawn. Like, I'm thinking back to, like, Big Race at tier 6. You know, if you have a whole bunch of small maps like that, then battleships are very viable. But if they're larger maps, like Loop, God, Loop at tier 6 was terrible. That's when the carrier goes and exerts its dominance. So I think a lot of this is also going to come down to what maps they're going to be. And as you can see, details about the season will be announced later. So keep waiting. I don't know what else to say about that.
I could see maybe. What about an ESA as one of the battleships plus a carrier?
Well, and that's the other thing that's been talked about is that the Issei's got the best anti-air for tier 6 battleships, and it's got the ability to at least launch a plane and go do something with that plane.
Fat Gandalf
So-
from 93 is now following.
There's that as well, right? You've got that ability. But I don't know. Strike Delta says, go play the game. Well, yeah. So, I
You
don't know.
can't mix and easy with two CVs. You can only have two total.
Right. So you either go for and you go for the anti-air at the Issei plus the battleship cross-shot capability with the occasional scouting of the planes, or you go with carriers, two carriers. So what does that mean for the season? We'll have to see. But as you guys know, Wargaming can basically ban specific ships. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they ban Lowenhart. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they put a limit to one of each type of carrier. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that for the Issei as well. Or even just straight out banned it, but they just recently sold it, so I doubt that they would do that. So, we'll have to see. Next up, real quick, they talked about ranked battles. Now they're not doing multiple tiers. It's 6, it's 8, it's 10. And of course, there's submarines, and that's the reason why it's 6, 8, and 10.
Will it though be like we didn't even get to test any tier 8 subs whatsoever?
Well, now you do.
Will we though? It's not sure.
I don't know.
Maybe we only see subs in the tier 8 Bronze League.
Oh, can you imagine if you only saw subs? You only saw subs at tier 6 and 10, and that's it. So then 8 becomes like the league without them. Everyone will just sit in Silver League, right? That'd be funny.
I just really find it curious because Wargaming hasn't said a thing about tier 8 subs. It was never available for test. So that they bring it and throw those right into ranked seems weird to me without having them tested first.
Yep. And I'm also scratching my head a little bit about the announcement of a special camouflage for the Missouri. Because...
By the way, you missed one big change about the ranked seasons though.
What?
You can now progress through one season and continue playing in the next higher ranked if you manage the qualifiers.
What? Where does it say that? Oh, right here. Right there.
Yeah.
That's huge. So people that go to bronze and then rank out of bronze, and it makes sense, right? Because they're trying to get it so the players can go faster. So that first week you can rank. Oh my god. So that means you could. Does that mean that you could, if there's enough people, theoretically go to gold in the first week?
Theoretically, but I doubt there will be enough people to make it happen.
God, that's gonna be ridiculous.
I don't think there will be enough people to make it happen because you would have to play out the qualifiers twice and everything. Seems very, very unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very possible to be in gold in the second sprint, so...
True. Meat Pie Man says, once you qualified, it sucked to have to sit out of rank for the rest of the sprint. Yeah, although I kind of also liked that I didn't have to do anything after I ranked out. You know what I mean? I could go do something else with my time instead of play ranked again. So...
You can get more steel this way, if
True.
you think about it.
True, I do like that aspect of it. And Duckman, thanks. I appreciate you like the shirt. It's part of the new Fabletics drop that I got last week. And as far Lex says, with regarding the Missouri camo, Conway's answer was, we occasionally want to do something nice for owners of rare ships. So thank you, Mr. Conway, for allowing me to space some more sailors, because what I will do once I get this camo is I'll go to space and I'll just let them suck vacuum. Get some patches too, apparently. And a commemorative flag. Oh god, how much you want to bet that these things are going to be auction items? Oh, 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 oh god. Putting
I
1,000 Missouris in auction for doubloons,
The
yeah.
flag is probably, I could see the flag being an auction item. I'm not sure about the camel because, I mean, there's a lot of Missouris out there, a lot of Missouri owners, but do they really want to auction something away that a lot of people have absolutely no use for because they don't have the ship?
Yes. And then we get some commanders that get entered in too. Okay.
This article triggers me with the commanders.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard for Wargaming to put the names of the commanders in the same order as the pictures is so they match?
Yeah, because this guy down here is totally Yuan Shuang, Huan Shao. Right? Like, totally. Totally. And this guy here is definitely Frederick Van Hendricks. And this guy is definitely Tomokazu Satome. I mean, yeah. Oof. And then now you get the flying fish camouflage for FDR. Somebody said tier 8 ranked is not fun? Tier 8 ranked is the best. What are you talking about? My favorite ship in the game is there, the Kiev. Then on top of that, you can regrind Akizuki.
That camo would have been perfect for an IGN torpedo boat. Why is that a CV camo?
Because, I don't know. And then we get commemorative flags. Her Majesty's Naval Toaster, which is definitely this one. And then Brazil Bandeira Imperio, which is definitely the second one. And then Submarine Qualification Badge, which is definitely the third one. Are you more triggered now?
Yeah.
Variants of tier of premium ship 2 to 4 containers. Ooh boy. Oh my goodness. Alright. Well, I like how they fogged out the displays here too.
Wonder what the difference between those two containers is. Like, one looks like a regular one, one looks like a premium one.
Oh, absolutely.
But they still, like, they're called premium ship containers, so what's the difference in it? The
One's
premium
more
container has
premium.
the better ships.
One's
Yeah,
more premium than the other, that's it.
The top one has the good ships, the bottom one has the bad ones, or what?
And it's tier 4 anyways, so LOL. Honestly though, the good ones and the garbage. The nice thing about this, if you think about it, is if you're somebody who's alright, let's do some theory crafting for a second. If you're somebody who is looking to collect more of the rarer ships during like the Santa containers and stuff like that, then these containers are a great way to get rid of all of the crappy ships that you don't want to pick in your Santa containers. And if that's the case, then you probably wouldn't go with the premium container. You'd probably go with the regular one, because if wargaming logic continues the way that they currently do it, you get rid of your crappy ships first, and then you start picking your better ones all the way through the top end of tier 4. Then you switch gears over to your Santa containers.
Imagine if the premium one had a chance of getting Arkansas Beta and Ivaki Alpha.
Oh, there'd be riots in the streets. That is... I mean, how many alpha and beta testers exist still that play this game that would get pissed off by that?
Probably
I don't know.
Not a lot.
I mean, you know, like, I love having those ships, but at the same time, I'm not playing them. Because
I
wargaming...
would play the Arc Beta if I had it on NA, but I only have it on EU.
Why? So that you can get screwed by 4 carrier battles?
Yeah. The Seal Clappers don't play tier 4 CVs that much anymore. And I can handle the new CV players even without any AA.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know, we haven't had a good PR disaster in a while. Oh, wait. What's the clock at?
It's over a week now. I think it's
How
about
many
time.
days has it been? All right, so it's time to get another PR going. Oh God. All right. Well, on that note, does anybody have anything else they'd like me to weigh in on, game related? I feel like we have been talking a lot and we haven't really been looking at any replays, so I'm gonna play this for the rest of this segment, and then we'll move into replay analysis for the rest of the stream. But if there's anything else you want me to weigh in on, or this is the ask Zath's new German battleships. Oh God. What do you want me to weigh in on that? It's a new line of ships. I'm excited to see that we're getting more battleships. And will they suck? Will they be awesome? I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know what to say about him. Yes, that one, I think it's the tier 7, looks ugly as hell with that super oversized turret in front. But, I mean...
Hey Zath.
Hey.
Sorry, I was in the chat the entire. I was in the voice chat the entire time. I didn't speak. I'd just like to weigh in really quickly on the upcoming clan battle season.
Okay, go for it.
So, looking at the fact that the Grossbait and the HSF Grossbait have been restricted, and what was said earlier by having the potential of 2 carriers, this is just my thoughts. I feel like having a battleship and an aircraft carrier would be better than having 2 aircraft carriers. The reason why I say that is it's because of the fact that without having a Graf Spee, you don't have that sort of battleship punch that you get from those 11-inch guns that would allow you to forego taking a battleship and substitute that in. It's sort of like how you take a Stalingrad for the battleship punch in tier 10 clan battles.
So what you're saying is in the historical tier 6, the last season we had, it was 1 battleship or 1 carrier, right? So if you took the carrier, you couldn't take a battleship, so people subbed in the Graf Space because they're kind of like battleships.
Yeah, that's what I noticed during that season.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because of the fact that the Spee is gone, or it's unavailable for clan battles, we're going to have to see more battleships. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to see at least 1 battleship being taken instead of going double carrier. Because at tier 6, I can't really think of a good substitute for a Graf Spee. I mean, maybe a Pensacola because of the 8-inch guns, but outside of that, well, it's kind of hard to think of, like, I mean, I guess you could take something like London because it has the heel, but it doesn't have the caliber of guns that the Spee has, and nor does it have the Alpha Strike per se, which can really ruin a cruiser's day.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're only 203 mil, you have heavy cruisers at this tier like Trento, which have 16 millimeter plating, which can angle against, say, a London's or Pensacola's AP shells. Whereas with a Graf Spee, it will simply overmatch the bow of a Trento, and it will, well, you get full pens, or in some cases, you can get a Citadel, right? So that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make. Because of the fact that the Spee isn't available to sort of substitute in for a battleship, there's no real way to actually avoid taking a battleship.
Okay. That's an interesting thought. You might be right, you might be wrong. We'll have to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are going to have to see about that.
Yeah. Should have shot the King George there, by the way. But, okay. Well, thanks for the input, and that's an interesting perspective I didn't think about during the chat portion earlier, so that's awesome.
You're welcome. Sorry if I came in out of nowhere.
No, it's fine. That's why you're here, dude.
That's kind of the same point I was trying to make, but you phrased it a little bit better. You're lacking the punch of taking out cruisers in like one go and dealing a huge chunk of damage when you go with like 2 CVs and no battleship.
I mean, I guess you could use a German aircraft carrier like say a Vezir or an Erich Lovenhart to substitute in for being able to deliver a semi-battleship punch, because there
Easy
are
to angle.
yeah, that's the problem. You can just turn into the rockets, and well, if there's only one battleship, there's only like so many crossfire opportunities you can make.
Right.
Whereas with the Spey, you could take multiple of them and you could create multiple crossfire opportunities.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so I look at it as, generally speaking, you know, you take the battleship for the staying power, and you take the carrier for the strike and trying to get something off the board relatively quickly. So we'll see.
Yeah. Also, one more thing. 2 carriers in a 7v7 format seems a bit much, if you ask me, because
Mm-hmm.
we do see 2 carriers. Like, I don't see, like, in my personal experience, I don't see 2 carriers that often in a regular random battle setting.
Mm-hmm.
But having 2 carriers, but when we do have the 2 carriers, the influence that those carriers have, assuming that they're fairly skilled, is quite high. You can,
Oh, yeah.
They can exert, like if you're on like a smaller map, like say, I'm having a hard time thinking of map names.
Big race.
Like, yeah, Big Race. If you have like 2 carriers, they can spot most of the enemy team for your allies. Of course, them spotting and your team shooting is a completely different matter, but in clan battles, if you have 2 carriers, you can pretty much spot out the entire enemy team, and you can have them, like if you have 2 carriers on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
like there's no way to really play the strategy card. There's no way to say, oh, go around towards A or go around towards B, cap it undetected, and come back.
Yep.
Because
Well,
the carrier is just going to come in and spot you.
and because of all the extra concern about strikes, you're going to end up with basically one giant battle ball that goes around. And the question is, whose battle ball falls apart first, yours or the enemy's?
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in 0.10. This will be 0.10.7, which means Dutch cruisers will be out. So
Correct.
you also have more planes coming in
Mhm.
from the Dutch airstrikes from the Kiesduin, which I'm not sure how good of a ship it is, but
She's pretty good. We played
yeah.
her today.
Right. And then there's, of course, the Issei as well, as Grunty mentions. The Issei
Mhm.
could potentially be another crossfire generating, ship, just by virtue of having those strike aircraft. Now, of course, the torpedoes themselves won't deal that much damage. I've been on the receiving end of the Issei's torpedoes multiple times, and they don't do too much damage. It's more of that sort of panic that you're going to get hit by torpedoes that
Mhm.
forces people to turn.
Mhm.
And that's what, if you play it right, you can easily create a crossfire that will expose you to a battleship, or the entire enemy team, for that matter.
So, like somebody earlier said, what's a probably gonna be the favorite tier 6 battleship? I would say Issei, hands down. After that, I mean, I could see arguments for a number of the different tier 6 battleships. So I don't know that there's a definitive pick after Issei, in my opinion.
Warspite could be fairly tanky with its heal and all that stuff. Like, it's
Yep.
very durable.
Warspite was very popular in the last tier 6 clan battle season.
Oh yeah, and actually, I think any battleship with 380 millimeter guns or larger will be good, because
Mm-hmm.
without a Graf Spey, I think we might end up seeing a lot of Pensacola's instead, just for that AP punch.
Mhm.
And having 380 millimeter guns means you can overmatch the bow and stern plating. So if a Pensacola tries to angle or bow in, you can still damage him regardless.
Yep.
So we might end up seeing ships, and well, because it's 7v7, the maps are going to be quite small. I would imagine we see something like a Bayern or a Warspite or a Queen Elizabeth.
All were very
Just
popular.
Yeah.
Because
And-
it also gets a buff in the turret traverse that's probably gonna help her out quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Queen Elizabeth now gets Warspite's turret traverse, correct? which is
I don't know if it's actually war spike, but it gets buffed by a lot. Like Queen Elizabeth right now is 60 seconds, right? I think it goes down to like 40 something.
actually, it was actually 72 seconds. I think it goes down to 54 and a half now.
Okay.
Or that.
Yeah.
It's a
so,
substantial buff.
Yeah, and I think that really gives Queen Elizabeth the extra degree of flexibility because she can turn her turrets faster, which means she can get on target faster.
Well, like I said, we're just gonna have to see. Every season, every time a season of clan battles comes up, there's all this talk, there's all this conjecture. This might happen, that might happen. No, this is what's gonna happen. No, that's what's gonna happen. And then the season hits, and then about halfway through, everybody just doesn't care anymore, anyways. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, we'll just have to see what happens. So.
Absolutely. So-
7 Gepards rush the enemy.
Oh,
I mean-
that would be quite funny to see.
Mhm.
7 Wapars just going in guns blazing. Or 7 Eagles, for that matter.
Oh yeah, because they can actually smoke.
Yeah, honestly, it's just a small
You
aside.
can mix Eagles and Gepards. That would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah, actually, I feel like the Eagle compared to the Whippard, just a bit of an aside here, I feel like it trades the smoke quite nicely off of the reload booster, and because the torpedoes hit harder than the Whippards, they can seriously damage a battleship quite easily if you were to land even one set. But that being said, the Whippard's reload booster offers that extra degree of flexibility that most of the destroyers don't have because you punch the reload booster and you can easily take down most destroyers within your own tier.
Even a cruiser.
Oh yeah, if you get the broadside of
Yep.
something that doesn't have a lot of armor at point blank range.
So. Any other questions that people want to ask? I saw somebody else asking my favorite anime of all time would probably have to be Ranma 1/2 because it's just hilarious. What else have I watched? Dragon Ball Z is good. Evangelion. My wife and I just watched Evangelion the movie, the first one. That was fun. It's good to see it again. And yes, Lex, it's going to be absolutely very min-maxy. Every season of Clan Battles is very min-maxy. So.
At least if you look at the top part.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the meta is established like immediately, and sometimes it takes a week or two to establish. I do like that the changes to Wargaming's ability to say let's just change this rule now, right? Let's ban something or limit something. What's nice about that is that does shake up the meta a little bit. For the beginning at least, until a new meta forms or something like that, and people figure out the other one. So, Reigning Recon, yes, Evangelion is suffering, but it's aesthetically appealing suffering. If that makes any sense. I know I'm trying to get into some other animes, but it's been a while since I've done it a bunch. And yes, I know Stream Raiders is ready. We will switch to Stream Raiders and replay analysis once this replay is done. So your last opportunity, guys, to ask any questions about my opinion of something to do with the game. Never heard of that one.
Is this an epic replay or is this actually an analysis going on?
This is an epic replay. It's weird but interesting. Okay. Oh, Lenin Black for Black Friday. That'd be interesting because they removed it from sale. So I could see some issues with that.
Yeah. If you ask me, Zath, I think Lenin coming back would probably be. I mean, there will be riot on the streets, like with, like you said, if they said put Arkansas Beta or Iwaki Alpha in the containers, because Lenin got removed for being too powerful, and then Wargaming is like, hey, let's just give you another version of it that you have to pay money for on Black Friday.
Why did the Zeppelin stop?
Don't know. Maybe he thought he was gonna win. I mean, 20 seconds left in the battle.
It's 2 salvos, he's gonna die here.
Is he?
Well, yeah, but it's a question of whether he can get off the second salvo in time.
Snowmongers, I have no idea when rewards are gonna pop in. Oh, that's true, Daemonus. They removed Jean Bart, and then after that they that's true.
Wow. It's not. Wow.
All right, well, let's go to Stream Raiders. There's one last thing. I saw one other question that people asked. Somebody asked. I'm gonna go ahead and put haste on here. Let's get the battle going. We're gonna do a 30-second ad, and then we will talk about coal ships for a little bit. Shreyas, take care. See ya. Cake or pie? Why not both? Small and black? Oh god.
Not even Wargaming dares that.
Wow. Alright, looks like Grunty comes in first again. Which would you prefer, Grunty? Paladin or Buster?
Paladin.
Done, sir. WRB got the other one. Which means now we're going on to our boss fight. Now, guys, boss fight is when I give away special stuff. Do I have anything special to give away?
You have regular crate. We are skinless.
Yep. So, whoever gets the most kills in this battle, the most kills, okay, not top of the scoreboard, most kills, wins a CC container. Alright. And this is a boss fight, so bring your bestest of the stuff and whatnot. So let's see. I'll
New
put,
challenger enters the battle.
I'll put that guy there. Sure. Alright. So put that in, and let's see. Alright, good. Good. Alright,